another rant. Okay, so our Constitution gives us a right to privacy. But with the overturn of Roe v. Wade, state governments are saying women do not have a right to privacy when it comes to her medical treatment. Alright, fair is fair. If a woman doesn't have a right to privacy when it comes to her reproductive medical treatments, then neither does a man. It goes across the board. If it's for a woman, it's for a man. If a woman does not have a right to have an abortion for ectopic pregnancy, for a baby that is going to be born with extreme birth defects, for a baby that will end up killing its mother or leaving its mother sterile, then a man should not be allowed to get penal enhancements to be able to give his wife more satisfaction. Because if he can't satisfy his wife should just go find another man. If he can't be good enough to satisfy her with what he is equipped with by God, then she needs to go find somebody else. And he needs to find a woman that is more comfortable with a smaller penis. If a woman can't have birth control, then a man can't have Viagra. If a man can't get it up, then I guess God meant for him not to. That's just the way it is. You want to take women's reproductive rights away, but yet state that a man can go in and on government money be able to get Viagra to be able to get a hard-on so that he can get a girl pregnant who may have a problem pregnancy, who may need an abortion to be able to save her life, save her ability for reproduction, or to be able to relieve a horribly deformed baby suffering after it's born. You want to do that to a woman. You want to have your nose all up in a woman's medical history. Then the same goes for a man. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Men don't get Viagra. Men don't get any kind of help with the erectile dysfunction. If God wanted him to get up, he would get a hard-on. If he can't satisfy his wife or his girlfriend, then I guess she needs to go find somebody else. Men don't get penile enhancements. Men don't get any kind of treatment for low sperm count. Because let me tell you something. You're going to force a baby to give birth to a woman to give birth to a baby that's going to leave her sterile and not give a shit? Then we don't give a shit if that man can get the woman pregnant in the first place. You men think that this is all about just you. That you should have all the privileges and all the rights when it comes to reproductive care for yourself. But you women out there shouldn't. Well, neither should you. It should not be women don't get anything and you men get it all. You get the ability to get it up and get a woman pregnant. You get the ability to be virile to get her pregnant. You get the ability to get a penis enhancement to give her pleasure. But a woman gets nothing? That is not democratic. If it goes for a woman, it should go for a man. Plain and simple. That's the way it should be. And that's the way it should go in the Constitution. If you want to take away a woman's reproductive rights and have your nose as a government all up in her medical decisions and not allow her doctor to make those decisions, then you need to do the same for men. And it needs to be one for one. That's all there is to it. And if a woman isn't happy with how big her husband is, then he needs to find a new way to satisfy her or let her go. Period. If the only thing that matters to her in your relationship is how big and hard your dick is, she's not the right woman for you. Plain and simple. Because sex isn't everything. And an 80-year-old man doesn't have to get it up. Sex isn't everything. But my right to privacy, my children's wives' right to privacy, my grandchildren's, granddaughter's right to privacy is everything. My granddaughter's right to having good health care while they're pregnant does affect me. A man is not gonna die if he can't get a hard-on. A woman may die if she's going to give birth to a baby with an extreme birth defect that can kill her. If you don't care that a woman's going to die from an ectopic pregnancy, then you shouldn't care on whether or not a man can get it up and get that woman pregnant. Because it's not right that you're only taking and saying, oh, we gotta be all up in a woman's reproductive rights. She shouldn't have any rights when it comes to her reproduction. That should be up to the government. You know what? Then the same goes for men. If you want your nose all up in the reproductive rights of women, you need to start putting your nose all up in the reproductive rights of men. And if a woman is not allowed to save her own life or to get rid of an unwanted baby because some idiot took Viagra and raped her, then a man shouldn't be able to take that Viagra. A man shouldn't be able to get a penis enhancement. A man shouldn't have any more reproductive rights than what a woman has. If a woman can't get birth control, then a man can't get birth control. It goes both ways. If you don't like it, then leave the women alone. Let them and their doctors make their own choices as far as their health care and their reproductive care goes. Because it's none of your business. Because our Constitution gives everyone in the United States of America the right to privacy. And whether or not a woman gets abortion, whether or not a woman gets pregnant, whether or not a woman uses birth control, is her private business, not yours. And if she can't have that private business, then neither can a man. Men are not superior to women. If anything, if you want to talk about superiority, hey, think of it this way. You freeze enough sperm and you can get every woman in this nation pregnant and she can carry a baby. You freeze enough eggs, not a single man can give birth to a baby. So I guess women are more important in that scenario, now aren't they? And if you leave enough women in a condition where giving birth to a baby is going to leave her sterile, you're not going to have women left to give birth to babies. So why don't you think about that? Well, you're all up there like your big male self thinking you got a good heart on because you took your Viagra and got a penis enhancement and you're Mr. All That and Big Shit. And you're out there taking away a woman's rights. You're nothing. You're a nobody. You're absolutely a nobody when it comes to the right for children. And if you're going to get a woman pregnant, I think every woman in this nation that gets pregnant must have the ability to get a free DNA test for that baby and for anybody she thinks is the father of that baby, whether it's 1 man or 10 men. And if she don't want that baby, when she's done giving birth to that baby, she can sign over her parental rights, and as long as the man is not a rapist, has not had a violent criminal history, and is mentally sound enough to take care of a baby, then he has to take that baby. It shouldn't be just the woman who has to be strapped with a baby she don't want. It should be the man too, because he was part of that as well. He wants his Viagra. He wants to be able to get a woman pregnant. Fine. Then he can't walk away and say, it's not mine once he gets her pregnant. DNA tests must be taken. And the father must take as much responsibility as a mother. If the father is in prison, as long as he's not violent, for the first year while he is in prison, he must take care of that baby. Just the same, or 9 months, whatever it is that a woman in a prison system who ends up giving birth in the prison system is allowed a certain period of months to be able to care for her baby. A man should be forced to do the same. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. And then he must arrange for either one of his family members, not hers, his, to take care of that baby until the day he is released. Or he must arrange for that child to be taken care of by the foster system until he is released. And if a woman signs over her parental rights, she does not have to pay 1 cent worth of child support. Because in today's society, a man can decide he don't want that baby and walk away from the woman, and unless a DNA test is taken, he doesn't have to pay a cent of child support. And that's not right. Stop strapping women with what you want to force them to go through. It's just as much as the man's problem as it is the woman's. But you leave it as the woman's problem and you take away every option she has to correct that problem so that she can keep on living, so she can keep on being healthy, and so that in the future she can have some more children. You want to take away every right of hers for that. Then you take the same rights away from the men. Period. A woman can't get birth control. A man can't get Viagra. If a woman's insurance won't pay for an abortion, then a man's health insurance should not pay for penile enhancements. A man isn't gonna die if he can't get a big hard on. A woman may die if she can't get the abortion she needs to save her life. So think about that. You want to take a woman's right to privacy away? Then everybody's rights to privacy should be taken away. No person in the United States of America should have any more of a right to privacy than a woman does. Plain and simple.